good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk Dima Crip Walk Music. So, guys, Erykah Badu pulled up to Switzerland with Meg Thee Stallion. And shout out to Switzerland, it's a beautiful country. I have had a chance to go there before. I have some friends from there. One of my good friends, actually, is living in Geneva. Be it as it may, Erykah Badu pulled up with Meg Thee Stallion. And she invited Erykah Badu on stage. And we know that Erykah Badu is an immense talent. I'm talking about like that 90s genre of like the neo soul people, Angie Stone, D'Angelo, Erykah Badu. I mean, it's just, you know, it's Faith Evans, and, you know, those people were just super. Jill Scott, those people are just bar none. You can't beat that generation. And Erykah Badu, vocalist. I mean, I love Mary J. Blige overall, but it ain't too many folks mess with Erykah Badu. Erykah Badu is just amazing, still to this day. And if you saw the Jill Scott verses with Erykah Badu, you could just see they're just immense talents. Be it as it may, brothers are sending me this because of this twerking situation. Okay, now let me kind of talk about that. Erykah Badu is 51 years old, okay, or 50 years old, and she is dating or engaged to a 27-year-old man. I believe his name is Javion Scott or whatever. I don't know what his name is, but he's a young guy. So people are wanting me to know, like, what do I think about her twerking on stage at this age? Well, what I will say is, I don't think that it's really so much different than I would say, you know, like Snoop Dogg crip walking on stage in his 50s, or Dub C crip walking, or, you know, E40, you know, doing whatever he's doing at 50. It's still entertainment. The difference is, though, the lifestyle that Meg Thee Stallion and Erykah Badu that they kind of really push is possibly the problem. Now, Erykah Badu is a neo soul singer, which is very sensual. She's nothing like Meg Thee Stallion. But I think here what we see is the attitudes of Erykah Badu's and the Meg Thee Stallions. If Meg Thee Stallion is not watching Erykah Badu, she can become Erykah Badu. Meaning that at age 50, who are you married to? A 27-year-old musician by the name of J-Ron Atkinson. Who is J-Ron Atkinson? He's nothing like Erykah Badu. He's young enough to be her son. What are we talking about here? You're going to be dealing with guys that are pretty much like husband sons. What am I talking about here? There is a certain image that a lot of ladies in America are living right now, which is, you know, I'm financially stable. I don't need a man. I get that. You're financially stable. You don't need a man. But then at the same time, if you want to date a man, you want to date a man that has a lot more than you. You still want the top guy, even if you don't need him, right? The problem is that you have to be able to give a guy a reason as to why he needs to deal with you. See, it's a unilateral thing going on in the dating world today. A lot of women want men to convince them why we have earned the right to be their boyfriends. Many women, you know, they believe like it's a blessing and a privilege for us to be a part of their lives. That's what's really going on now. It's even worse than it was 40 years ago. If we are to be in their lives, it's a blessing and a privilege to provide for them, to give them money, to be in their presence. We are lucky. And to be honest, I used to feel like that. Like, hey man, shoot, to be around you, baby, I'm blessed. I'm lucky to spend this money on you. I'm lucky to just even be in the same house. And until you realize that that's not really true, okay? The thing is, the higher as the guys you want as far as attractiveness or as far as money, it's not gonna work like that. You can meet Erykah Badu in your 20s or in your 30s and you're still young and she still looks good. But the reality is that there is a price you have to pay. And women don't want to talk about this. Anything worth having, you gotta fight for it, right? Mama used to always tell me that. Anything worth having, you have to work for it. Many women, I believe, in today's world do not feel that a man is worth working for, or that they need to change certain things to appeal to a man. Either you get it by God's grace because you deserve it, or that's it. So then the Erykah Badu mentality doesn't require, in my honest opinion, based on her relationship history, for her to do anything to for anybody. I'm Erykah Badu. I'm fine. I do what I want to do. And that will work when you look very well, at least short term. Then when you're 50, now still beautiful, but now at 50, the person that, when you were 30, that wasn't even alive, or let's say 5 years old now that woman's 25. And now that woman is accepting less. Think about what I'm talking about here. The older we get, the more bills we have, okay? The more bills women incur. So now a lot of things, shout out to Dr. Chiasan Johnson, a lot of things that women have already done, they've already done it. They've already been to a lot of trips. Look at like Erykah Badu, you've already been all over the world. France, Japan, Switzerland. So a guy can't take you to no place you've never been, Maldives, right? So your demands are gonna be higher. Well, the young woman who's 21 might never have been out the country. So she's gonna be asking for a lower price. She don't have kids, she don't have a lot of bills. So as a guy, who do you go with, right? And then she's gonna be a little bit more, most likely be more submissive to you, willing to learn. You're 50-year-old woman, your ideas on life may be already fixed. So as a guy who's able to date, which one do you choose? So the women that could not even compete against Erykah Badu when she was 30 or 25 are now 19, are now 25, are now 27. So for the guy that you want, there's more choices in the market. Now, if there were less choices in the market than Erykah Badu, okay, fine. But now that's why you see Erykah Badu dating and getting ready to marry a guy who is 27 years old, who is not a provider, who is gonna be probably, somebody that she may not respect as much. And why? All of that behavior that you see, that pushing the kind of like sexual liberation kind of thing. I can do what I want, and that's perfectly fine. But the problem is, does that kind of attitude relate to a man that is high value? What are the skills you have developed? Are you sensual as a woman? Do you understand how to be, express certain levels of femininity to this man? Those are the selling points to guys who are really doing very well. And you don't see that often. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again for another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment pinned to the top. As you know, the performer remains an all-time high. I'm out.